You can meanwhile try this question. Those who are present, they can write in the copy. Any doubt you can ask. Okay, meanwhile, let's do a recap. Still 1 minute is left. Okay, let me write here. What are Arrhenius acids, Akshita? Akshita, can you tell me? Aman? Okay, what are Arrhenius acids, Aman? Can you give me a recap of whatever we have done? Aman, unmute yourself. Okay, 1 minute. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Just give me a recap. This I have written for the recap.
मैम जो स्पीशी में हम aqueous solution में H+ आयन रिलीज करती है.
Acids and what are bases? Arrhenius.
Yes, ma'am.
And what are Lori? Acids are same.
Proton donor.
Bases.
Proton acceptor.
Proton acceptor. Okay. So and one more thing I have told you that Arrhenius and Bronsted-Lowry acids are same. Okay, they are same. Now Lewis acids are short of electrons, so these are electron acceptor which gain electrons. And these are electron donor.
Electron donors.
Okay. And another thing I told you is that Bronsted-Lowry bases and Lewis bases are same. These two are same. Because electron donors are those which have a negative charge or lone pair of electron. Okay, same will be gain a negative charge or lone pair of electron. Okay, now this question I have framed. First one, H2CO3, that is carbonic acid. Shashwat, first part, second Sanket, third Aishwarya. Shashwat, can you tell me first part, carbonic acid? Which concept?
Yes, ma'am.
First part, is it an acid or a base? H2CO3.
I'm an acid.
Which concept?
I'm Arrhenius.
Bronsted-Lowry also?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, next. Sanket, third Aishwarya. CO3 2 minus. It is having a negative charge. Sanket, unmute yourself. Hi, you are unmuted.
I'm acid.
Why it is an acid? It is not having H plus. It is not having positive charge. CO3 2 minus.
Sorry, ma'am. Base. I'm base.
Base.
I'm
Which concept?
Bronsted-Lowry and Lewis.
Yes, Bronsted-Lowry and Lewis. Because according to Bronsted-Lowry, it can gain H plus. CO3 2 minus can gain H plus. and it is according to Lewis also because it is having a negative charge. Okay, next BCl3.
Ma'am, acid.
Which concept?
Lowest concept.
Lewis acid. Next one, HCOH, Arav. Which concept next? Which concept? Arrhenius. Is it according to Lewis or Bronsted-Lowry also? Which one? Both? Divanshika?
Ma'am, base.
Base, NH4 plus. Which concept?
Ma'am, Bronsted-Lowry.
Bronsted-Lowry bases are those which gain H plus. Will NH4 plus gain H plus?
No, ma'am, this is acid according to Lewis and Bronsted-Lowry. Ma'am,
So-
because it has positive charge.
Yes, Bronsted-Lowry and Lewis. Very good. Next, HClO4. Now those who are left, they can try. Mani?
Yes, ma'am.
HClO4. Next, Manav.
Ma'am, it will lose H plus.
Will it, which concept? Lewis. You are
Ma'am,
telling HClO4 or F minus? Mani, first tell me about HClO4.
ma'am, it will be. Ma'am, it will be acid.
Which concept?
Ma'am, the first one.
Arrhenius. Okay, is it according to certain other concept?
Ma'am, also, ma'am, Bronsted-Lowry.
Bronsted-Lowry. Next, Manav. F minus.
Ma'am, it's negative, so it's base. Lewis.
Lewis. Any other concept?
I don't think so. I'm not sure.
Can anyone tell me?
Hi.
F minus. Any other concept?
Yes, ma'am, it will be the Bronsted one also.
Bronsted-Lowry also, because it can gain H plus, forming HF. Okay. So I hope now you can, most of you are able to recognize what are acids and bases. Okay. Okay. Now my question is, I am now changing the question. Now my question is question number conjugate acid and base, and then I will be taking question number 7.35. Now in the case of Bronsted-Lowry, now I am further demonstrating this concept. Conjugate acid base topic is conjugate acid and base in Bronsted-Lowry concept. Conjugate acid and base in Bronsted-Lowry concept. Okay, now suppose I am taking the example of carbonic acid, that is H2CO3. I can take in fact any of the example. Okay, let me take the NCERT example. They have taken the example of ammonia. Let me take first this example, ammonia. Now, whenever ammonia reacts with water, what we are getting is NH4H, that is NH4 plus and OH minus. Okay. Ammonia is a big base, and it is a big base, and in the presence of water, ammonia converts in from NH4OH. Okay. These are all aqueous. Now, what is ammonia? Is it an acid or a base? In this case, particular case.
Base.
It is a base. Okay. Now, what is water? Ammonia is a base because it is gaining H plus. And what is losing H plus?
Water.
Water. So in this case, obviously, if there is an acid, it will react with a base. So base will react with an acid. So ammonia is a base according to Bronsted-Lowry because it gains H plus. Or I can write it like this. Since 1 minute, where is my green pen? When ammonia, it gain H plus, okay. And when ammonia gain H plus, what we are getting is NH4 plus. So it is a base. And which is losing H plus? Water, it is losing H plus. So when water loses H plus, so it is a acid. Is it okay? So it means that if an acid is there, it will react with a base and vice versa. Now, what about OH minus? If I am seeing the products now, what about OH minus? Is it acidic or basic?
Basic.
Basic, we know that Lewis bases are those which donate electrons, which either have a negative charge or it is a Bronsted-Lowry base. So it is a base. And what about H plus? NH4 plus? It can be according to Bronsted-Lowry concept, because I am taking the Bronsted-Lowry, illustrating it further. Acids are those which lose H plus and bases are those which gain H plus. Okay? So it means NH4 plus can lose H plus, so it is a acid. And it is an acid which is formed by ammonia. Ammonia was a base, and when it gained H plus, it formed this acid. So this is called as conjugate acid. So in the Bronsted-Lowry concept, because it is same, one of them loses H plus and other gain H plus. So if ammonia is a base, it has a conjugate acid which is formed by the addition of H plus. Okay. So according to this concept, if a base gain H plus, it forms a conjugate acid. Okay. So this is acid. We know that NH4 plus is an acid because it can lose H plus. Now similarly, if water is losing H plus, so it will form is OH minus, where OH minus is called as conjugate base. Okay. Similarly, every Bronsted-Lowry acid has a conjugate base. If it loses, formed by loss of H plus. So if an acid loses H plus, what we are getting is that water is an acid, it loses H plus, and what we are getting is OH minus. So OH minus is a conjugate base. Is this point clear? Or any doubt you can ask? Okay, so every base has a conjugate acid and every acid has a conjugate base. Now second and the important point. A weak acid has a strong conjugate base and vice versa. Similarly, a weak base has a strong conjugate acid. I will be taking more examples to illustrate this. So it means that if the acid is weak, its conjugate base will be strong. If the base is weak, its conjugate acid will be strong. Now, what is a water? Water is a strong acid or a weak acid? Yes.
Ma'am, weak acid.
Water is a weak acid. So if water is a weak acid, what about its conjugate base? It will be strong.
Yes, ma'am, it will be strong.
We know that OH minus means strongly basic. Okay, now what about ammonia? What about ammonia? Is ammonia a strong base or a weak base?
Strong base.
Yes, it is a strong base. Ammonia is quite strong and its conjugate acid will be weak. Ammonia is quite strong base.
Ma'am, how can we know if any acid or base is strong or weak?
See, generally what I have told you that alkali and alkaline metal hydroxides like sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, all these are the strong bases. If you remember your table of alkali metals, this was a little bit in chapter S block elements, if you remember. If I am taking is lithium hydroxide, sodium hydroxide, this was a question based on the exam also, potassium, rubidium hydroxide. The basic character increases because as the size increases, the bond becomes weak. So it means all the three are the strong bases. Similarly,
Yes, ma'am.
lithium is not, and sodium, magnesium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, all these are strong bases.
Strong
And
bases.
the strong base is ammonia. So generally, these are the examples of the strong bases, generally. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Be able to recall. This needs little bit practice. Okay. Now, another example, if I am taking is HCl plus water. Now, if I am taking is HCl plus water, HCl is a acid or a base?
Acid.
And it is a strong acid. We all know HCl.
Yes, ma'am. It's a strong acid.
And water is a base, but water is a weak base because water is neutral. Water
Yes, ma'am.
can be both H plus and OH minus. So water can act as a strong acid as well as a strong base. Okay. So water can act as a weak acid and a weak base. So water is a weakly acidic and weakly basic. So if it is an acid, then water will act as a base. Now acids are those which loses H plus, and base is the one which gain H plus. Acids are those which lose H plus. So if acid is losing H plus, what we are getting is Cl minus. So acid means it loses H plus. So after losing HCl, what we are getting is Cl minus. And base are those which gain H plus. Bases are those which gain H plus. So when water will gain H plus, what we are getting is H2O plus. Is it or not? Is it okay? Acids are those which loses H plus. So when water is losing H plus, what we are getting is Cl minus. When water is a weak base and when it gain H plus, what we are getting is H3O plus. Now, if HCl is a strong acid, what about Cl minus? Is it a strong conjugate base or a weak conjugate base?
Weak conjugate.
So every strong acid has a weak conjugate base. Now, what about H3O plus? It is acidic because it can lose H plus. So what is it, strong or weak?
Strong.
Strong. Okay. So this is the Bronsted-Lowry concept. Again, to reinforce the concept, I am taking the few questions based on this. Now this is question number 7.35. I am taking from the back exercise. Question number 7.35. Question is, find conjugate acid or base of the following. Now, those students who have not answered till now, they have to answer this. First is HNO2. The second is Cn minus. Third one is HClO4. We can leave F minus, OH minus. Next one is CO3 2 minus. Okay. Now, can you tell me, now those students who have not answered, let me just check the attendance also, just wait. Only 22 attendees. And I will mark this attendance only because you were expected to join both the classes. Okay. Yes, Agnish, first one. Akansha, second. Okay, first Akansha, second Agnish. Third Ayush, fourth Dishita, fifth Gautam Kumar. And sixth is Lakshya. Okay. HNO2. Is it a acid or a base? First one, Akansha. HNO2. Is it a acid or a base? Akansha, not audible. It is an acid. So it will have a conjugate base. So what is the conjugate base? What will be the formula of the conjugate base after losing H plus? Yes.
MnO2 minus.
NO2 minus. Second one. Agnish, second one.
Yes, sir.
Cn minus. It is an acid or a base?
And base.
What is the conjugate acid?
Cn minus.
Cn minus is a base. Okay, HCl. Conjugate acid will be HCl. Okay.
Yes.
What about OH minus, third one? Third one I asked Ayush, I think. OH minus. Ayush. Bhavya, you can also try Bhavya Bhardwaj. OH minus. Ayush is not responding. Bhavya Bhardwaj.
Ma'am,
May I?
Let Bhavya try first. Yes. Third one. Bhavya Mishra. Fourth one, Dishita, be ready. You are not responding nowadays. Yes, any of the Bhavya? OH minus.
ma'am, base.
Base. And what will be
And-
conjugated?
H2O.
H2O. Okay, next one. Dishita, carbonate ion. Dishita, say yes, ma'am. Dishita. HCO3 2
base.
base. And what will be its conjugate acid?
Ma'am, O2 minus.
Acids are those which bases are those which gain H plus. When it gain H plus, like this was a negative charge, when it is gaining H plus, what we are getting is HCN. So same is the case here. When it gain H plus, what we are going to get?
HCO3 minus.
Okay, HCO3 minus. And what about HS minus? Next one.
Ma'am, shouldn't it be HCO3 2 minus?
No, it is gaining only one H plus. I will be coming to this point again, but it gains only one H plus. Conjugate means when it is either losing one H plus or gaining one H plus. HS minus, it is a base. What is the conjugate acid? Gautam?
2S.
This is
H2S.
Okay, next Gautam, you can tell this one. This is a base, and what is the conjugate acid of this one?
HS2 minus.
HS2 minus. How it will be 2 minus? If it is gaining one H plus, then what will be the sign? Plus
Minus.
minus H minus. Okay. So I think now the conjugate acid base concept is clear to you. Now question next question.
फिफ्थ वाला मैम बेसिक कैसे है?
कौन सा? Last वाला.
फिफ्थ वाला.
जिसके पास anyone which is having a negative charge. What are Lewis bases? Those which have a negative charge or a lone pair of electron. Okay. Now in the case
मैम
of
तो
this,
एक हाइड्रोजन रिलीज नहीं कर सकता.
Yes, let me elaborate. This was the next concept I was coming to this. Okay. H minus can be acting as an acid as well as a base because it can lose. You have asked a very, very good question. H minus, if it loses H plus, then it is a acid, and if it is gain H plus, then it will be a base. So अगर ये base होगा तो conjugate acid होगा. I will be coming to the point again, and its a conjugate base will be S2 minus. Now see the question, and this will be clear to you from the question only. Okay. Now the question is, question number 7.39. 7.39. Question is species like water. I won't be taking all the examples. HCO3 minus, HS minus, okay, and NH2, NH3. Can act as both Bronsted, acids and base. Justify. Again, just remember the concept. Acids are those which loses H plus, base are those which gain H plus. So it means that there are certain I already told you that this concept will be very much clear when we are solving the questions. Now there are certain substances which can act as both acid as base. Now if I am taking is water. Now water can gain H plus. What we are getting is H2 plus. And when water loses H plus, what we are getting is OH minus. Yes or no? So water can act as both acid as well as base. It can gain H plus and can lose H plus. Now what about HCO3 minus? Now who is going to tell me about HCO3 minus? Jayant. Yes, Jayant, can you tell me what happens if it is gained? Can it gain H plus, Jayant?
Yes, ma'am.
No, Jayant, if it gain H plus, what we get? HCO3 minus.
Now it gains H plus, then we get HCl plus
HCO3 minus. Bicarbonate.
Yes, ma'am. Bicarbonate.
If it gain H plus. Next, Lakshay. Next one for you. Lakshay, you can first try your part, then Jayant will tell the answer.
Ma'am, H2S when it will gain H plus.
Yes, very good.
And ma'am, when it will lose H plus, it will form S2 minus.
Very good. Now Jayant, now your turn.
Yes, ma'am. H2CO3. When it will gain.
Yes.
And when it will lose, then it will be CO3. CO3 minus 2.
2 minus. एक और H
minus.
plus 2 minus. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Last example is ammonia. Who can tell me regarding ammonia? Generally, ammonia is a base, but it can under certain conditions it can both gain H plus and lose H plus. Yes. What happens if it is gaining H plus?
NH4 plus.
NH4 plus. Yes. And what happens if it loses H plus?
2 minus. H2 minus.
NH2 minus.
Minus. Yes, very good. Okay. So I have taken these questions. You can try at home now. 7.35, 7.36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Okay, 7.35 to 7.40. I have taken 2 or 3 questions, I think, out of them. Rest of the 2 you can try. Okay, so with this we have done this concept. Now next concept is the ionic product of water and the pH scale. Next topic is ionic product of. Okay, one more thing. Tomorrow I have talked to the Himanshu sir. Himanshu sir will be taking class till 9:30, and then I will be taking chemistry class from 9:30 onwards. Okay, so a few minutes, around 20 minutes of the first period and second period will be mine.
Ma'am, so there will be only a half an hour computer class.
Yes, yes. I think the syllabus is over, almost over, he's told me.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, because this topic, if I want, I can hurry up, but I don't want to hurry. So that's why I am taking it slowly, because this is an important topic. So ionization, constant of water and ion product. Now what we know is that if I am taking this water, okay, and in aqueous solution, water exists in the form of H plus and H3O plus. All of us know water can dissociate to form H plus and H3O. I have written something wrong. OH minus, and it can lose H plus. If it is losing H plus, OH minus 1, and it gains plus means H3O plus. Okay, so water can act as a both acid as well as a base. Now ionic product of water means equilibrium. So at equilibrium, if I am taking the equilibrium constant K, what will be equilibrium constant K? What will be the value of equilibrium constant K? Yes, Siddharth. Shreya, what will be the value of equilibrium constant K? We know it is equal to concentration of products upon reactants. Yes. What will be K? Can't you put right now equation for K? Rishabh, Sayam. Yes, Rishabh, say yes, ma'am. Rishabh, Sayam, say, can you say yes, ma'am? So I will consider you absent then. Sanket?
Yes, ma'am.
And Sanket, can you tell me what will be the value of K for this?
OH minus into H3O plus.
Okay, concentration of products upon concentration of reactants. I am first writing like this. Now what we know is that concentration of pure liquid. Water is a pure liquid. Concentration of pure liquid is taken as 1. Since water is a pure liquid, so its concentration will be equal to 1. So now what we write is Kw means ionic product of water. Ionic product means concentration of product of the ions. So ionic concentration of water will be this one. Okay. So for water, what we are getting is Kw. Kw means this. And ionic product is an equilibrium. Okay. Ionic product means product of concentration of ions at equilibrium. This we will be doing further. What is Kw further? It will be coming. Now, what is acids? According to pH scale, what are pH of acids? More than 1 or less than 1?
0 to 7.
Less than 7.
It is 0. Less than 7. 0 to less than 7. I can't say 0 to less than 7. Basis more than 7.
More than 7.
And maximum is generally 14. And what is neutral means pH is equal to 7.
7.
Okay? pH is equal to 7. And also in the case of acids, acids are concentration of H plus is more than concentration of OH minus. If something is acidic means the concentration of H plus is more. If something is basic means concentration of OH minus is more than H plus. If neutral means concentration of H plus is equal to concentration of OH minus. The neutral are those for which H plus and OH minus is same. For acids, concentration or amount of H plus is more. For bases, concentration of OH minus is more.
Ma'am,
Yes.
Kw is ionic product at equilibrium.
Yes. K means equilibrium constant. Okay. So
Ma'am,
if yes.
Ma'am, you have written ionic product at equilibrium. So, ma'am, I'm asking that ionic, it is Kw, or ma'am, you are
It means ionic product of water. Kw is used to write ionic product of water. Okay, and since we have taken this from equilibrium, so it means that ionic product is the, what I mean to say is that ionic product is the product of, छोड़ दो बस अभी इसको, इक्विलिब्रियम को यू लीव इट, बाद में करेंगे, आगे आएगा ये टॉपिक, ठीक है. Kw means ionic product for water. W means for water. Just forget about the term equilibrium because this I will be taking in detail later on. Okay. So is the point clear? For acids, pH is less than 7. For bases, pH is more than 7. And for neutral, pH is equal to 7. Now, another thing to be kept in mind, what is the difference between H plus and H3O plus? Are H plus aqueous and H3O plus same? Are they same or different?
They are different.
What is the difference?
Ma'am, the difference is of their molecular structure.
Okay, very good. But these are generally considered same. But actually, see, H plus, H3O plus means H plus plus water. So generally, जो होता है ना water, generally H plus do not exist. Generally, H plus do not exist individually. Aqueous means ion has a water कब ions में convert होगा in the aqueous solution. So generally, H plus does not exist individually. It exists as H3O plus. So actually, the correct term is H3O plus, but still commonly we also use H plus. So there's a, generally it should be H3O plus. Ideally it should be H3O plus. But generally we write either H3O plus or H plus. In common layman language, we consider them as same. Okay. In common language, we consider them as same. But actually H plus ion is not capable of existing. H plus ions means it will exist in the form of H3O plus. So ideally the term should be H3O plus, but we use both the terms. Okay. So for the common layman point, there is no difference between these two. Okay. Now what we are coming is the pH scale. Now pH means negative logarithm of hydrogen ion concentration. Negative logarithm of hydrogen ion concentration. You can open your NCRT, you can see that there is a table, log table at the end of the NCRT. Or should I share the log table or are you opening the log tables? Just tell me.
We have.
You have now, all of you are having actually, just search it. It may be at the end of, in a practical file, all the practical files, whether it is of physics and chemistry, starting pages, there will be a log table.
Ma'am, it is at end of the NCRT.
It is also at the end of the NCRT book. Okay. So I told, like Bhavya, I told you that I will be taking the topic of log also in short. Okay. So pH means it is a negative logarithm of hydrogen ion concentration. Now to calculate the pH, I am telling you certain rules. And you will be seeing the values because I think from my NCRT, okay, let me take another book. Last pages have been torn. Okay, now pH means minus log H plus. So pH is for acids, okay? Minus log OH, H plus. We also take our term POH. POH is minus log OH minus. P means negative logarithm. So if I am writing is POH, it means minus log OH minus. Okay. So what we know is that Kw is equal to concentration of H plus into concentration of OH minus. This I have told you, Kw means ionic product of water. If we take log of both sides, what we get? If I am taking logarithm, so what we are getting is log Kw is equal to log H plus into OH minus. And what is log A? B is equal to log A plus log B. Okay, log A into B is equal to log A plus log B. So it means what I am getting is log KW is equal to log H plus log OH minus. So if I am taking the negative sign on both sides, so minus log KW is equal to minus log H plus minus log OH minus. So this is what we are getting. And what is the significance of P? P, I simply said that P means negative logarithm. So instead of minus log KW, can I write PKW? P means minus log. Instead of minus log H plus, can I write PH? And minus log OH minus means I can write POH. So it is a derivation of equation. This equation. We are doing the derivation of this equation. Any doubt you can ask. This is a simple 1 mark derivation or formula which we are using actually. Derivation is not important from the examination point of view. It does not come in the exam. Okay, simply you write this equation that, remember this equation that PKW is equal to PH plus POH. Is the point clear?
Yes, ma'am.
And for water, concentration, water is neutral. Concentration of H plus is equal to concentration of OH minus is equal to 7. Log 10 की power minus 7. It has been found out that for water which is neutral, because if I am taking 1 mole of water, then what we get is 1 mole of H plus and 1 mole of OH minus. So amount of H plus will be equal to amount of OH minus. And it has been found out that for water, H plus is concentration of H plus is equal to concentration of OH minus, and which is equal to 10 की power minus 7. Okay, so can you find, my question is find PKW for water. My question is find PKW of water. So for water, what we know is that 14. What is the pH? pH is equal to minus log H plus. Okay, so minus log H plus means minus log, see the rules for the log, 10 raised to power minus 7. And yesterday I told you that A ki power X is equal to X log A. This rule I told you yesterday. So minus log 10 raised to power minus 7. So this is equal to minus 7 log 10. What is log 10? What is log 10?
1.
1. Okay. So these few values you should be knowing. So these formulas I told you. So for pH, water, pH of water is equal to minus log H plus, which is equal to this or 7. Okay. So method है इसको find out.
Could you repeat formula you told yesterday?
The formula was log A की power X is equal to X log A. This was the formula. And then I told you that log 10 is equal to 1.
Okay.
Now what is POH for water? POH is equal to minus log OH minus, which is equal to minus log 10 raised to power minus 7. Same, minus 7 log 10, which is equal to 7. Okay, so what will be POH? pH plus, sorry, PKW is equal to pH plus POH, which is equal to 7 plus 7, which is equal to 14. So for PKW for water is 14. Is the point clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Clear? So this I have told you the relation between these two. Okay.
मैम एक डाउट था.
हाँ.
मैम क्या मैम एक तो मैम वाटर न्यूट्रल होता है मैम, तो उसका pH 7 होता है मैम, तो हमें pH इज इक्वल टू 7 डायरेक्टली नहीं ले सकते क्या?
ले सकते हैं. I will come to the significance of this equation. suppose आपको कोई भी एक substance दिया है, for any substance, this is for water, but for any substance, pK is equal to pH plus pOH. If we suppose for a substance, if we know the concentration of H plus ions, okay, if we know the concentration of H plus या pH, so can I find out pOH?
Yes, ma'am, we can.
We can extend to other things also. So that's why I have just introduced this equation. Okay, for any substance, okay, let me extend this equation. What I am telling you, for any substance, for any acid or base, okay, for any acid or base, the sum of pH plus pOH is equal to 14. I am extending this now. For any acid or base, pH plus pOH is equal to 14. Okay, the question can be if for HCl, dilute HCl, if pH is equal to 4, find pOH. Can you find? This was what I want to tell you.
Yes, ma'am. 14 minus 4.
pH plus pOH is equal to 14. So pOH is equal to 14 minus pH, which is equal to 14 minus 4, which is equal to 10. No derivation is required. Okay, derivation, these type of derivations won't be coming. You should simply know the concept that pH plus pOH is equal to 14. Okay. Now calculate. Now I am taking the question based on pH. Calculate pH of. And as I told you, we will be telling you only the log, anti-log not required. Values will be given to you. Okay. First part. 10 raised to power minus 2 molar sulfuric acid. What is the pH? Yes, who is going to tell me now? Shreya, Shreya, are you present? Dishita. Dishita. How to calculate the pH of 10 raised to power minus 2 molar HCl? Formula we know. pH is equal to minus log H plus. Answer is oral only, 1 marker question. Yes, Dishita, how should I write now? You tell me the steps. Fast. See, if you are not doing these questions today, कल की क्लास बेकार हो जाएगी, आपको कुछ भी समझ नहीं आएगा, कल इससे बहुत हाई लेवल जाएगा हमारा.
Ma'am,
Yes, 2. Dishita, are you not there? Yes, Dishita. Gautam.
Ma'am, can you hear me now?
Yes, Dishita, I can hear you now. So minus
Ma'am,
log.
I'm having net problems.
Okay.
That's why. Sorry, ma'am.
Minus log 10 raised to power minus 2. So what we will get? How to solve this?
2.
2.
Minus 2. Then ma'am, it will be equal to 2.
Minus 2 log 10. You should be knowing how to solve 2 log 10, and log 10 is equal to 1. Okay. Next question is 0.0001 molar acetic acid. Yes, what will be the pH?
Ma'am,
What
4.
4. Okay, minus log 10 की power minus 4, which is equal to 4 log 10, which is equal to 4. So simple log, all of you know how to calculate. I am just introducing, give me 5 minutes. I know I am taking much time, but let me just tell you how to take the logs so that you can do little bit. You will be arranging your log table. ठीक है, बस 5 मिनट से ज्यादा नहीं लूंगी. आपको जो log table है, can you tell me from where it is starting? Have you seen the log table? Okay, I am just telling you regarding the log table. Okay, I am just pointing the camera. You can open your own log tables if you are having. Otherwise, just arrange it for tomorrow. Okay. Can you see the log table? This is a
Yes,
table
ma'am.
which is given at the ends of the book. Log, it is starting from 10, 11, 12, 13, 15. Okay. The log table is starting from 10. अगर आपको suppose 10 के बाद next digit लेना हो, तो you will take this digit 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. ठीक है 9. उसके बाद next digit और लेना, तो ये first 2 digit, this is for third digit, and for 4 digit you can see this is the mean difference. Can you see?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
ठीक है, चलो मेरे को लग रहा है मैं कल ही ले लूंगी, मेरी बैटरी भी लो हो रही है. ओके.
हम 10 तक याद करने से काम नहीं होगा.
हाँ हो जाएगा, मैंने तो आपको पहले ही बोला 2, 3, 5, 7 दैट्स ऑल. ठीक है, अगर आपको समझ नहीं है तो मैं आपको समझा देती हूँ लॉग टेबल, क्योंकि बहुत बच्चे इंटरेस्टेड होते हैं लॉग टेबल में. इफ यू आर नॉट देन इट्स ओके फॉर मी.
मैम इन सबका बेस 10 है ना?
बेस 10. ठीक है, तो आई एम थिंकिंग कि मैं आपको 1-2 क्वेश्चंस लॉग के सिखा दूंगी. यू शुड बी नोइंग हाउ टू टेक इट, क्योंकि पहले एक्चुअली में फ्यू इयर्स बैक व्हेन it was in class 9th. I don't know why they have deleted it from class 9th. It was in class 9th maths. So you used to do it log and anti-log in class 9th only, but now CBSE for the last few years they have deleted it. Okay, so few of the examples I will be taking tomorrow of the log. You should be at least knowing, and then we will be proceeding further with the pH and other topic. Okay, so you can leave the class now, but please arrange a log table. तो मुझे भी लग रहा है 2 पीरियड से ज्यादा बहुत ज्यादा हो जाएगा. So you can arrange a log table. Okay. Yes.
मैम इज देयर एनी बुक फॉर सब्जेक्टिव पैटर्न, लाइक अगर प्रैक्टिस करनी हो केमिस्ट्री के सब्जेक्टिव क्वेश्चंस तो कोई बुक है?
See, what I am again and again stressing is the NCERT. First thing, देखो 11th class में just remember 11th or 12th also. ठीक है, in chemistry everything is from NCERT. Yes, for reasoning questions if you want. For reasoning questions, one thing is that most of the questions I have taken in the class, you should ideally you should refer to your NCERT book as well as the class notes. But if you want extra books, there are number of books. You can go for Modern ABC, Dinesh, high level. If you're preparing for JEE mains, then Pradeep will definitely help you. Pradeep आपकी बहुत help करती है. Pradeep is between, it is for JEE mains actually. जेई मेंस के लिए अगर आप केवल प्रदीप से करोगे ना या इसके भी क्वेश्चंस, तो आपका जेई मेंस केमिस्ट्री में 99.9 परसेंटाइल के साथ निकल जाएगा. दिस आई एम टेलिंग यू, 100% गारंटी आई एम गिविंग.
मैम ऑब्जेक्टिव क्वेश्चंस के लिए नहीं, मतलब जैसे पेपर के लिए प्रिपेयर करना हो, ये स्कूल के पेपर के लिए
भी है बेटा कॉन्सेप्ट बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस. तो प्रदीप में भी है, दिनेश में भी है, एबीसी में भी है. आपके पास जो भी रिफ्रेशर बुक है उसमें है ये सारे क्वेश्चंस. सब्जेक्टिव भी है ना, केवल ऑब्जेक्टिव क्वेश्चंस की तो ये बुक्स नहीं है ना. बट अगेन एनसीईआरटी के न्यूमेरिकल्स कर लो, एनसीईआरटी को एक एक लाइन पढ़ लो, आपके 100% मार्क्स आ जाएंगे केमिस्ट्री में, इवन इन सब्जेक्टिव. सब्जेक्टिव में
अटेंडेंस.
हाँ, आई हैव टेकन द अटेंडेंस, स्क्रीनशॉट ही ले लिया था मैंने. ओके, यू कैन लीव.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
वेलकम.